guys, how's it going? So this evening we are going to be doing some planting, but before we head out to do that, I wanted to show you this area right behind us. So this spot right here near the stone walkway, I do think I filmed when I planted these containers, and we've got a play in the blue salvia as a centerpiece, some violet night alyssum. Right there, we've got Priscilla supertunias. This is the violet ice superbena, and then we have a royal velvet supertunia, kind of just a big blend of purple right there. And then I just decked this area out with annuals. And I'm pretty sure I did not film this. It was late one evening, so I just decided to load the gator up and get this area packed out. And I just really am loving this mix of color. It's just such a fun, bright, but still peaceful blend. If we rotate here to the right, you'll see the house and the Hartley there in the background, just to give you kind of an idea of where we're at. And then to the left is the big lawn, and then the south garden out there. The only plant that comes all the way out here that's a type that will return are the Stonehenge Dark Druid yews. Everything else from about, that's a, what is that? False sunflower back there. And then we've got a Jubilee Weeping Alaskan Cedar right next to it. We'll get close to it here in a minute. But everything on this side of that, other than the yews, are all annuals. So we've got the purple fountain grass, which if you need to add some impact to an area, kind of some dramatic vertical interest, this is definitely the plant to put in. Aren't they gorgeous? You can see them kind of moving in the breeze here. And I just did like a group of three, there's a single, and then they go throughout the other side. And then down below, I've got Superbena Cobalt. Isn't that a gorgeous plant? And this side right here, you guys, gets quite a lot of shade. Does not get as much sun, not nearly as much as all of this out here. Here comes Russell. And these have every bit as much color, so I'm super happy about the performance. In between that, we have the Supertunia Honey. So I think that that kind of mustardy yellow with the blue, very pretty. And then in between the yews, I have the James Britannia called Safari Dusk. Isn't that a pretty color? And I think the throat of the flowers, like that kind of orangey yellow, kind of mirrors the color from the Supertunia Honey. And I'm noticing now that I've got some kind of a red Supertunia coming up. How weird, and I saw it right here as well. Must have seeded from something else. I popped 2 of the James Britannia between each yew, and I don't think every single one of them survived, but enough to give us that color. And then I lined the walkway with that on this side. Isn't that pretty? And the only difference from this side to this one is that I do have some of the Pinkberry Blend Lantana in here. If you get close on that, you can see how beautiful that color is. Oh, I just think this is so fun. And the annuals on this side stop here, but they kind of go all the way to the very end where the Russian sage creeps over the walkway right here. So look back this way, a little bit harder to see when the light is so bright right there, but just a really beautiful blend of color. So that is the false, is it that false sunflower? Why on earth can I never remember the name of that plant? It's probably because I didn't plant it here. It was here when we moved in. And we've got our Jubilee Weeping Alaskan Cedar, which is actually barely touching the other plant there. And so what I need to do is come in and cut out some of this. I kind of knew I needed to do that and just didn't. So this plant is completely fine right now, but eventually this one's gonna need more space. Oh, look at how pretty, just standing in the flower bed looking this way. Oh, I love it. Oh, I just really wanted to show you this area, especially in the evening when the light is behind it. It's just so peaceful and pretty looking. Russell's just kind of completing the scene. Good job, Russell. I'll give you treats later. Kind of don't want to leave this spot. But we do have some beautiful plants. Now, 2 of these I have planted. I have out in my garden already. We have one variety of Veronica here called Purple Illusion, and then another variety of Echinacea. This is Price's White, which we also have out in the south garden. We just got through planting a bunch of Echinacea. So this one, because it's not a super bright color, I think I might want to put some of these in around the pond. And same goes for this Penstemon. This is a new one for next year. I love this. It's called Pink Pearls. Now the color, I don't know if these are just kind of blooms that are fading, but these are such a delicate pink. The tag makes them appear a little bit darker than they look in real life, but I love the sagey color of the leaves. I love this delicate pink. Like, I would not mind it if this was the color. So I don't know, I'm kind of hopeful. But these grow about 16 to 20 inches tall and about 2 feet wide. They're a zone 4 through 8. The hummingbirds love this shape of bloom. They usually start blooming about late spring and then go through the summertime. But I think that this has a wildflower-esque look, so I think both this one and the echinacea should go around the pond. Maybe the veronica too, I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna head toward the pond, check on the fish, and then get these in the ground. See our pots along the way. My goodness, balls of color at this point. That. There's the one Supertunia. That one's looking a little sad. Okay, go check on the fish first. There they are. Most of them are over there by the waterfall. Here they come. Oh my goodness. See one of the new babies right there. Oh, did you see the frog? The pond is looking great. I mean, there's a little bit of moss right up here, but it's more like, oh, there goes the other frog. It's like lower. It's not stringing through the water very much like it was before. And you can almost see all of the rocks at this point. I would say this is probably the most concentrated area of it. But once you move this way, I mean, it's pretty darn clear. And the water has that orangish tint, which are the tannins from the logs, like the wood that we have in, is what they said. So we'll probably always have that, but you know, most ponds have that anyway. It's kind of a natural look, but there's no algae on this side. And the lilies, oh my word. They have grown. I need to get in there again and groom. Okay, now I'm just gonna position these plants, get them in the ground, and then we'll take a little walkthrough tour when I'm all done. I love working around the pond, hearing that water sound. Oh. All right, guys, I got all of the penstemon planted and all but one of the echinacea planted. When I was going to plant the last echinacea right here, which it would have been so pretty right there, the whole top popped off the root ball. There were still a few roots at the bottom though, so I replanted it in its container right here. I cut it all back so it doesn't have to support all of the vertical growth there. And I'm gonna water it in and put it in the greenhouse and hopefully it roots back in. None of the echinacea were heavily rooted. The penstemon were though, so those were not delicate to plant at all. So it's possible we may be back out with the white one later on. Right behind this rock, I've got one of the echinacea, and I love that about this area. You can just kind of tuck things in. There's one echinacea there with 4 of the penstemon. And then right in here, we've got a little trio of echinacea tucked in behind the plumbago, which is looking so beautiful. Oh, I need to get more of that. I would really like to just really go heavy with the plumbago. It's so gorgeous. And then the leaves turn bright red in the fall. And then over on this side, 3 more of the penstemon. There's 1 tucked in here and then 2 on this side. And I did not hit a single drip line in this area. Woohoo. We are going to take the Veronica out to the south garden, but before we do that, I'm going to swap to the 9-inch auger, and we're going to get the last 3 of these boxwoods planted because we got the landscape box moved. Check this out. We were able to move it back far enough to get it out of the way. Look at it now. It was right underneath that one, remember? So we were able to move it back so that we could get these in, and I think it's going to work out because while I look at that box and think, that's exactly where I want to plant something else, it's really not. Because what I think I want to do anyway is plant an arc of something on either side behind the benches, in which case the arc is probably going to start back in this region right here, because whatever it is, it's going to be, you know, decent size and it will need room to grow. So this should be perfect right where it's at. And you guys, bless the guys that came here and did this. There are 5 lines in here. 5. Oh, hey Douglas. And there's the girls. Hey girls. Hi chickens. Anyway, I am just so thrilled that we're going to be able to get them in the ground. I thought it was going to be way later. Aaron called our electrician and just said, hey, we have a box that needs to be moved, but it's not imminent. Just put it at the back of your list, and whenever you guys can get out here, even if it's later, that would be awesome if you could move it. And they came within a week and did it. Moved it back so we can get those in the ground, and now we don't have to hand water them after we get them in and get the drip run to them. But I need my auger now. Also, this whole time I'm planting, like the sound of the pond is awesome, but our county fair is going on right now, and it's just down the hill from us. So I can hear all kinds of announcements and people cheering, and it's just kind of a really fun, nostalgic sound. But we also have an ice cream van, not a truck. It's a van that looks super sketch that drives around our town, and it plays Christmas music in the middle of summer. So it's like playing Silent Night. And I can hear that in the background with the fair noises. Oh, kind of chaos. Here we go. We're also just a few blocks away from the high school that I went to. And on Friday nights, we can hear the football games. All right. Oh, that wasn't on very tight. Easier for me. Look at those over there in the ground. Oh, how exciting. I love it when I can move pretty quickly on projects after we, find something that's not quite right. I'm so used to having to wait like months for projects to be done that having one done in a week is just amazing. Aaron and Samantha are out there driving the lane. We've been driving the lane that we marked out over and over and over again. We've adjusted lines a little bit. Occasionally, it's nice when a project takes a little while to, be completed, because it does give you the time to do all the driving and thinking and, adjusting, and sometimes it's for the better. So either way, we get the projects done eventually, but that's just really nice to have those in the ground. Thankful for that. Okay, we've got these 7, right? Yeah, 7 Veronica out in the south garden to plant. Hey, Benjamin, are they nibbling your toes? Look at them, they're like swarming you, dude. Do they swim underneath and between your feet to where you can feel them?
I feel from thin down thin.
Yeah.
You could try to touch it.
Yeah, I wouldn't though. I would let them come to you, and that way they won't be afraid. All right, Jude, well, you can't be at the pond by yourself, so you got to come with me, or I can drop you off with Daddy. I've got just a little bit more planting to do, and then we can come back over here if you want to.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, here we go. I'm thinking some right in here. Yeah, I'm thinking if we put these, sort of start them right here after the reminiscent crema roses, right in front of that lemony lace elderberry. I think that would be beautiful. Plus, there's like not much going on right here. We need to start building out here. Well, the timing worked out perfectly. You can see the sun is about ready to go behind the trees over there. And I love where this Veronica ended up. So just walking down this pathway and a nice drift of them right here, which is going to kind of kick off our perennial planting out here. I do want to incorporate a couple benches in this space. In fact, I think I'm going to put one right here. We've got 3 of the same lilac that I want to train up into kind of trees that go over the walkway here. And I thought about putting a bench right there. We could maybe put one right in here, and I'd like one over in this location somewhere. And sometimes it just takes one thing, you know, putting one thing in the ground to kind of give you the motivation to keep on going. But everything else is looking really pretty out here. The geraniums that we planted not long ago looking amazing. They just made it through the heat wave like there was no heat wave. And then we've got some beautiful annuals over here, just kind of a close-up. The Star Diva Blue Scavola, and then the Snowdrift Supertunias. The wind has kind of been playing with the canopies here. Erin is out, I think, putting gypsum on the lawn, and then the kids want to go out and dig some holes in the dirt lands. So that is what we're going to do. So happy, though, to have been able to get all of those things in the ground. We just got a very small load of perennials in. That was the bulk of them. I've got a few more that I'll show you here in the coming days, but I really wanted to get those out in the garden and not have them in containers while it gets hot again, which it's supposed to be for the next week. And I wanted to show you those annuals because I just thought they were looking so pretty. And because I didn't really capture it earlier, I might have some pictures and things, in which case we would have probably already put them on the screen for you to see right after we got done planting. Anyway, I hope I did. I'll have to look back in my camera roll. I try to capture most everything, but some things I just don't. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you're having a great day, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.